Yo, what's going down? Welcome to Moguls in the Making, the official podcast. Welcome to the first episode. I'm Jerome Johnson.
I'm Amari Heffler.
We about to go ahead and turn it up today, y'all. We're going to have a solid few episodes to come out here soon. But we just thankful to have y'all here, man, and we applaud y'all for coming. We appreciate it for checking us out, first and foremost.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, 100%. Thank y'all for rocking with us. First episode, man, of many. Gonna go down in the bus. We have a lot of dope people on this podcast. And y'all gonna learn a little bit more, about me and Tyrone, how we grew up, our business, everything, you know what I'm saying? So we appreciate y'all rocking with us for real.
One thing for sure that we really want to put out there is that, we really want y'all to help us grow the podcast. You know what I'm saying? If it's stuff that y'all don't like, that y'all think we should be talking about more, anything like that, like definitely get in our comments. Check out the podcast, even if, hey, I might not like that. They might be talking about real estate the whole time. It's not a real estate podcast. Let's just make that clear right away. It's not a real estate podcast. We will be going over real estate stuff, but the podcast is Moguls in the Making because we wanted to bring on people from different aspects of life, not even necessarily have to be full-time entrepreneurs, right? But in that entrepreneurial space where, we might have somebody all the way from a business owner of a tech company all the way down to real estate, all the way down to the owner of a hair salon. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be just about real estate, and that's something that we want to definitely put out there as well.
Right. Actually, something to add on to what T just said is the fact that, it's called Moguls in the Making, right? So we're going to be reaching out to people who's doing way more than us in different spaces than us and just on a different level than us, that they can reach back and kind of give us game and give you game at the same time, but also bring people who are kind of just getting traction. They might have their first deal in real estate, or they might got their LLC kind of built up, you know what I mean, and made just a couple different moves, but they still kind of need some help, and they on their way up, and they going to be brought on the podcast too. So our podcast is a full range of different entrepreneurs, not people who only crushing it, but people who kind of trying to make their way and trying to get advice, from us and, from other individuals as well too. So that's what the podcast is about as a whole.
Most definitely. So we're going to jump into now, man. We're going to jump into the actual business spotlight. So in this section, we're going to be talking to y'all about what's really going on in our business today. We do have a real estate business. So it's going to be different stuff as we move forward. But we definitely want to let y'all in on, exactly what's going on today, what the plans that we kind of have moving forward. So I'll let Omari actually break down kind of what we got going on the construction side right now, and where we're going to head into, going into this last month or so of the year. And then I can add some things, on the acquisition side as well.
Yeah. So going into construction, man, this year was a bit of a, it's a learning year. I think, for us, man, we had so many different projects. We brought on different investors doing their projects, selling them turnkey properties, just doing a lot of different things. And I think that, going into like this last month, we have one big project to finish up, which is our 10 unit. And, we're going to finish that kind of early next year. And we got a couple other refinances that we, doing right now. Got a few that's sitting on the market, kind of shoring that up. But after we get done with the 10 unit, we really going to kind of segue our way into being, getting back to really just doing acquisitions heavy. When T and I started this, we was, boots on the ground and just making calls 3 hours a day, like just going crazy, a piece, and stuff. So we're going to kind of get back to that and really just develop our skills, put our time back into our people. We got an acquisition manager, lead manager, executive assistant. We got different people that's on our team. So we want to put our energy back into them, help them, groom them, their skills, grow so that they can become better. So, T and I can kind of be more hands off and be able to add more value to you guys. So that's kind of the focus, Q1 going into next year.
For sure. But I didn't want you to slide past this because just not everybody, everybody really don't know kind of, even when we've had this 10 unit for a long time, and why you actually saying and digging into a little bit of, I know we don't have a ton of time here, but but definitely dig into why was it stopped in the first place?
Yeah. So this year as a whole, man, we had two big issues that we made, and it's kind of from the growth that we had, which is one was property management company. We hired a not so good property management company. You know what I'm saying?
Tell them I don't like them.
You know what I'm saying? That shit was trash. You know what I mean? Keep it a buck. You know what I mean? For real. But and the same thing with construction. You know what I'm saying? You hire a guy, you hire two. You know, they say they can do, you know, everything. You know what I mean? They give you the world. And when it come down to really making stuff happen, they really ain't making shit happen. So those two things, you know what I'm saying, kind of pushed us back when you're doing, you know, 10, 20 different projects at a time. And then we get the 10 unit. So, you know, we putting guys on the 10 unit that they don't have the wherewithal to actually really get the job done, right? So they doing some things out of order. Like we got hit with a stop work order because they didn't get done with the windows. They didn't pull the permits right. You know, just different shit like that. So when it comes to multifamily, you know, take it from us. Like, you know, we're going to share our wins. We're going to share our losses. And T, I'm glad you had me elaborate on that a little bit more. I know we ain't got a lot of time on this, but that's something that you need to do. You know what I mean? Multifamily is different from single family. And each city and each state is different. But, you know, you definitely got to pull your plans. We had to pay, $8,500 to go ahead and get our plans pulled and, you know, to get that back up and rolling. So, you know, we got, you know, guys lined up. We got everything lined up, you know what I mean, to be done with it. So we still about probably like a little bit more than halfway through with the project as a whole, but, you know, it's still, that project should have been done. It should have been done by now, so, and rented out. So that's a L. We took a lot of L's this year, but we learned, though. We learned, you know what I mean? So that's going to help us going into next year.
And just to elaborate, I mean, not to go too much further into it, it's like basically the decision that he said, one bad decision on choosing the wrong people, all they didn't do was pull some permits. We talking about some paperwork that set our project back good 4 months. One wrong decision can lead you there. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we did come up with a real estate community, entrepreneurial community with the Moguls in the making stuff, is because we really just showing people our L's and how they don't have to go through that. If they rocking with us, we gonna take you all the way there. Hey, that's something. Hey, hold up real quick. Before you get started on that 10 unit or that 7 unit, hey, make sure you get these permits pulled. Make sure you're not doing work where you pulling out windows, doing all this weird shit. And before you ever even have somebody pull the permits for you. So I think that was something big coming into this year, was creating that community, not only for us, but for other people to be like, look, man, take our mistakes and learn from them. Don't run into the same stuff. Interview those property management companies. Interview these contractors. Make them sign the paperwork. Make them do what they're supposed to do. But yeah, that's definitely something, you know, business wise that we definitely need to, you know, fix ourselves, but also be able to teach people lessons on that. Yeah. But what we wanted to do was, on top of that, that's the business spotlight there. You know what I'm saying? We definitely wanted to jump into this. I'm gonna let Omari bring this topic in because this is his thing right here. You know what I'm saying? Real. But it definitely, for any business owner, anybody doing business, man, you gotta hone this in. So definitely, what you gonna give them?
Yeah. So this week for our first episode, we just wanted to, you know, come and talk about something that could balance and that could, you know, speak to everybody. You know what I mean? So what we really gonna be kind of just sharing is just how you can actually get your schedule right as an entrepreneur. You know, so no matter what business you in, you know what I mean? If you ain't got your mindset right, if you're not organized, if you're not knowing what you're doing and how to get it done, you know what I mean, you're gonna slow up from actually gaining traction in your business or really taking it to the level that you really want to take it to. You might have the ambition, you might have the drive, you might have all that, you know what I mean? But if everything is everywhere all the time, then, you know what I'm saying, you can't really capitalize. So I just shared a post on social media. Hey, man, make sure you follow us on social media and stuff too, man, on all our channels and all that. We'll give y'all that later. But I just shared a video basically, and I got back to time blocking. And the reason why I got back into that is because I started back reading a book called Atomic Habits, which I love that book. That's like one of my favorite books for real right now. Like, because for me, like when I read that book, like it helped me, you know, that's a book that help you put action into place like right now. You know what I'm saying? So I like stuff like that. It's real practical. You can implement, you know what I mean, the strategies right off top. So something that I do that kind of works for me, and this is what I do today, right? You feel me? It might change, you know what I'm saying, in a couple months, but you need to have some type of process or some type of method for your madness, you know what I mean? Definitely. So for me, it's like when I wake up in the morning, I got a 2-hour time block basically where I do like all like my morning stuff, right? So if I, journal or workout or, all of that stuff before I like kind of really get into the day, pick up my phone, I do that from 8 to 10. Or I'm sorry. Yeah, from 8 to 10 is what it has been. It's actually going to move now because we just talked about some stuff earlier today in our schedule, but it had been from 8 to 10. That's what I do. You know what I mean? So I do that, and then at 10, we either have a meeting, me and T, or then I start working on the business, which is like making calls and things like that. So I have another 2-hour time where that's blocked off for just making calls, right? It might be doing acquisitions. It might be, making calls, close things that are like closest to money that I need to make calls on, right? That I need to actually fix like right now. You know what I'm saying? So 10 to 12, I'll do that. 12, I'll get some food, but 12 to 2, depending on how busy the day is, I usually try to do like field work now. So now I'm like, running errands or like, picking up stuff or doing whatever I need to do that's kind of like out in the field. And a lot of times that kind of brush over a little bit. And then I'll have like a gap for like 3 to 5 is where we start to work on our community. So that's posting stuff, in our app, posting on social media, responding to people, engaging with people, having conversations, different things like that. So, and then, the nighttime I kind of wind down a little bit. So, like I said, it's going to change up, and not every day, even for me, is the same. My Mondays might be different than my Thursdays and my Fridays, but as long, the biggest thing for me is that you time block it. Don't just say, kind of group your things in the same category, right? If you're making calls, if you're going to make a lot of calls, whether you got to call a bank or a seller or an acquisition person or whatever, try to put that, if you can, at least for me, if I can put that all in the same time. So I know that all of these most important calls, I need to knock all of them out, right? And I can do that within this time. So, that help, just kind of organizing your day and just helping you move through it a little bit better.
Well, just even bringing that to a question, and I want a yes or no answer.
For sure.
I don't want you to elaborate. I don't want you going on about it because I got something to say about it.
Come on, man. Ask your question.
Yes or no? In a 6-month period, are you going to stick to that time period every single day?
I just said no. I said no. And
for sure. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
And the only reason why I say that is it's more about for the people watching in, looking on, whatever you want to call it. Really, it's about protecting that time. So like, it's different from people that's like single out here by themselves. They can get up and go whenever they want to. Then people that's like married, like me, got kids. You know what I'm saying? It's different, but you still can time block. And your time periods might be different from the other person's, but you still can time block and try to protect that time. It might be even more important for people that, got families and stuff like that, because now your woman, your kids, they know that you protecting that time within from 10 to 5.
Right.
They know don't hit your phone.
Yeah.
Like, unless it's an emergency.
Right.
You feel me? Or, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. Like, oh, shit, the house is on fire.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Real rap.
But also, you know what I'm saying? Your girl don't think, or your wife or whatever it is, don't think that, you know what I'm saying? Oh, he's so tied up in that. He just... Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, he don't even want to be here with the family and whoop-de-whoop. It's like, nah, I got this time set out for me. Whatever that is, getting your body together, whatever it is. But, like, when it come to, protecting that time, it's like, what if, a college basketball team didn't have time blocks?
Exactly.
Like, they wake up and they just
go to practice whenever.
Go to we had study tables at college where we had to go and eat all together. Do you get what I'm saying? If you don't have those things in place, now every day are you going to do that? No. Some days you're going to have a class that run into practice about 20 minutes. So you're going to have to cut from that class back over to practice. You might get there a little later. But you know what you're supposed to do every day.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying?
You got that baseline.
You got the baseline of what you do. So when you get off your rocker a little bit, you like, damn, bro, I ain't did that in 3 days. I ain't worked out from 8 to 10 in 3 days. You can see it in your schedule popping up. You can have your assistant sending it to you like, damn, she keep on sending me that, but I ain't even doing that.
You hear me?
You get what I'm saying?
Real rap, though.
That's the biggest part of it is protecting that time.
Protecting that time. Yeah, and sure. you explained it real well, man. I mean, you put the nail in the coffin. You know what I mean? God damn it, with that one, it's just like being able to protect your time, and when you do that, here's another thing that y'all experience that I know me and T experience too. You're going to have stuff that pull you from it.
Exactly.
You're going to have shit that pull you from it. You're like, 8 to 10. And that's one thing I really appreciate about T, though. From the jump, maybe not from the jump, but for the most part, you feel me? T going to protect that time where he go to the gym. I'm a little bit more loose on that. He a little bit more strict on that. So I call him. I'm like, what's up, shit? I'm at the gym. You know what I mean, bro? Let me hit you back. I'm like, damn, he is at the gym. I'm not even trying to pull him from that, but if he allow me to, then I will. Then he'll be at the gym just talking to me about.
Not even knowingly trying to do
not
it
even
on
knowing.
purpose.
I'm not even trying to do it on purpose. That might be your kids. That might be your girl. They not even knowingly trying to do that on purpose. But the more you stick to that, the more you protect the time, the more you train them. People around you. I'm like, now I don't even call him. Or I might be like, hey, bro, I know you at the gym, but I need this real quick. You feel me? Right. If you can get it to me or whatever, like, can you answer real quick? You know what I'm saying? So we'll do different stuff like that.
I'm in the sauna trying to get a good sweat in.
Yeah.
He's talking about seeing him a fucking contract.
You know what I'm saying? That's how it be. God damn it. I'm like, man, let's get to it, bro. Shit, I done already did mine or I didn't do mine, whatever the case is. Shit, I'm trying to get to it.
And
you
I
know
get
what
out
I'm
of the
saying?
workout talking shit too. Like, yeah, you know, I just knocked that out. You know, a little 1,000 calories, nothing
Right,
personal.
shit, nothing major. You know what I'm saying? I didn't sweat it off. I'm like, man, come on, man. Nah. But nah, man, that's something that I appreciate about you, though, dog. Man, you do that. You protect that time, and it trained me to help me remember, like, oh, damn, now it's second nature. I don't even hit you, really, you at the gym.
Yeah.
Unless maybe you hit me, or it's something. If I hit you now, you know it's something that I need, like, right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get across.
And I think, too, just to speak to that a bit more of, like, you know what I'm saying, the time blocking and the time as a whole. You know what I'm saying, is not only do you need to have that, but you also need to have a turnoff valve. And the reason why I say that is it's a certain times that you might be so tied up in the business, bro, that you notice that every night you working, even when you get home and you supposed to be, you get what I'm saying, doing whatever you're supposed to be doing, kicking it with the family,
right,
studying up on some other stuff, reading a book,
right,
just some different stuff. You look up and it's 10 o'clock and you still working on the business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really over time, you're going to burn out.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So especially people that got, like, multiple employees that's handling stuff for them and stuff like that, like, you just meddling at that point.
Yeah.
Like, let them do their job too.
Yeah,
you
for
know
sure.
what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? Let them breathe.
Yeah, let them breathe.
You know what I mean?
Turn off valve. So, like for me even, and I'm going to move this back a little bit, but, like, for now, like, I mean, people hit me after 7 o'clock and I got it on Do Not Disturb. But I'm going to move it back a little bit because it be certain little
it'd be wild, man.
that be happening towards that. But, like, the people that really need stuff from me, they know hit my line like 3 times and I'm going to hear it. You get what I'm saying? Because then it'll come through. That don't mean that y'all do that. No, none of y'all do that.
I'll be like, boy, this dude phone be off.
But, I mean, I got to protect the time with my kids and my family too, because the thing is, during the week, I don't get that much time with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I definitely try to, and this is coming from somebody that make his own schedule. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we got so much going on right now that, you know, as a businessman and having a family and even being single, like, he want to spend time with his nieces and his sisters and his brothers and stuff too. But business calls a lot. You know what I'm saying? So I learned to, man, just have a shut-off valve. If somebody needs something from you after 7, 7:30, 8 o'clock, man, could it wait till tomorrow? Like, depending on what it is, could it wait till tomorrow? 9 times out of 10, I had Brett Snodgrass tell me that. He was like, a lot of the stuff that be in the emails, it's like I think he got like one email account where, like, if they send it there, it's an emergency. I forget what he said, but he like, could most of those, if he looked through all of the emails that come in from after the time that he leave the office until he wake up the next day, it all can be answered the next day. 9 times out of 10, you can't do nothing on the email. They can't even do nothing that night anyway. You know what I'm saying? So he like, if I set that there, okay, since I'm cutting that off, as soon as I get up in the morning, that's going to be the first thing I'm going to do is answer all of them. Then really you're not losing any time, but you just wrapping yourself up in the work, and then now there's no stop, there's no shut off.
So last thing I'm gonna add to what you're saying too is that when you do have a cutoff time, your mind look at it like, okay, whatever it is, I'm working from 10 to 7, 10 to 5, whatever, 9 to 5, whatever it is, 7 to 7, whatever your time is, you know you got that cutoff time. So a lot of times your mind will say, okay, you got a reward at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm done after this point. So now I can do certain things. Like if you don't have like, if you're not time blocking or you don't have none of your time, everything is just all over the place. Like T said, I'm a victim of that. My mind will still be spinning. I won't feel like I'm accomplished. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I don't see the accomplishment. But if I'm like, hey, I got from this time to this time to get everything done that I need to, then it's like, okay, cool. After that time, I feel good about shutting it off. And actually, I might even be more productive because I'm like knocking everything out because I know I got a reward at the end, which is just being okay to let my phone be done. You know what I'm saying? Being okay to watch TV and not feel guilty like, damn, I should be doing this over here or doing this over there. You know what I'm saying? Your business is set up so that it can actually create, freedom in your life. You should be able to still enjoy stuff, you know what I mean? But it's about the time that you are working. Can you maximize it? Can you maximize it? You feel me? Because you can be working for 12 hours, but if you go on 50%, then, you know what I'm saying? Just go 100 for half the time and be done and go and do something else.
Definitely.
You feel
me? So just a couple things, even with that, real quick, a few items that we use or a few apps and stuff that we use in order to time block our stuff. I know for me, I have my assistant put everything inside of Google Calendar. So like anytime I have something, even if you need to have a practice with your son and I slip on that, like the personal stuff, I slip on putting that into my schedule. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like I have her use Google Calendars to put everything in our schedule and so that Omari can see it and the team can see it too, not just me.
It's
so
Google Calendar, though.
It's
Google Calendar, not Google Calendars.
Google Calendar, it don't matter. Same shit, different day. Jim Brown, Jim. But listen, so that's one app that I use. Another one that we use even inside of our business is called Asana. So that one you can run all meetings through. You can have to-do tasks in there. You can make a date and stuff like that you want those tasks to actually fall into. So like if you got something that we made our stuff like 1 to 7 days to do tasks all the way down to like 30-day tasks, right? So stuff that need to be done over the next 7 days all the way to stuff that need to be done in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. And that's a good app to go back and forth in because you can add like people on your team. You can set who is assigned to that specific task if you need to put it in there, but it's something where everybody can really see like a schedule real time. So those are two apps that we use. You got any suggestions over there?
Yeah, just something to add in as well to Asana is that you can add in, Google Drive, you can add in, PDF files, you can add in anything that you want to, to be able to communicate with your team to let them know, hey, this is a project that we're working on. You can tag people in there. You know what I'm saying? You can do a lot of stuff, man. So definitely download Asana. It's a good working management tool.
I just got a notification right now.
Through Asana right now?
our assistant just handled some documents that they needed to send over to our property management company. But like as we speaking right now, I just saw that it was
she knocked it off.
She just knocked it out.
You see what I'm saying? So you can assign people to each task. It's just a good working management system, like I said. So, download it, check it out if you haven't. And if you know about it and you got it but don't really use it too much, just use something. Use something that'll help you out, and help your team out. Yep, they got Slack. Slack is another one. Todoist is another one. Yeah. So they got a lot of them out there, man. But yeah, we use Asana for our personal business. It kind of works for us.
Yes, sir. Now we're going to jump into some silly shit, y'all.
Uh-oh.
Not necessarily silly every time, but we're going to do current events every podcast, right? So today's current event is talking about y'all boy, Yeezy, Ye.
Yes,
Kanye
sir.
West.
Man. See, how you feel about Ye, man? What's your,
I feel good about Ye. I'm going to tell you this. Outside of... So it's one thing that rubbed me the wrong way. It's the Chris Paul thing.
So how you feel about that? Like when he said, you know what I mean? Do you feel like that was real?
For one, bro, when I saw it, I was in the tears in the sauna laughing, bro, because I could hear it coming out of his mouth. Like I think he said something like, he said, let me just go ahead and break one more window before I get out of here. I caught this guy in the bed with Kim, or caught him with Kim. I'm like, I can see him saying
good night,
that, bro. Yeah, but one, he did a couple things wrong, man, and obviously their situation is different, bro. But like, if you're thinking about Kim, it's like, all right, like first of all, I'm not gonna out the mother of my children. And not only that, I mean, like with her, he has an argument. It's like, all right, bro, whenever her kids get older, they gonna see it all anyway. It's pornos out there with her on it. It's
for sure.
You get what I'm saying?
Going on,
like she got her butt all over Instagram. It's gonna be a little dude at school that be like, dang, this your mom?
Right. Showing the picture. Here she is.
Exactly. So, but in most cases it's not like that. So my thing is that was one code he broke right there. The second code is the bro code. That ain't got nothing to do with that's low key, lightweight.
Yeah, bro.
Snitching.
That's some real federal shit right there,
super
boy.
federal.
That's super federal.
So, I just feel like I mean, if that was me, I'm just saying, like, I mean, I'm not about to put it out there. This just is what it is. Just because your girl got caught with him, you gonna go
and tell the whole world,
mess up his situation. You get what I'm saying? And I don't even think it's true. It may be a true part of it, like where he caught them talking in a corner together at a room at some event or some shit like that. But it's definitely not where he caught him like doing something. Because if he did, he would have took it all the way there.
Exactly.
I caught her doing this.
Yeah. You know he ain't gonna say it. He just gonna air it out. He ain't really tripping.
but that was corny to me. But all the rest of the shit, man, I mean.
Yeah, I feel like he I posted this too on TikTok, is that I feel like he finessed Adidas.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? I feel like, what I'm saying, when it was happening, I didn't know exactly what was going on, you know what I'm saying? And mind you, I don't agree with everything that Ye say or does, you know what I'm saying? Or how he should go about it or whatever. But the overall big picture is him just saying that, I want my own ownership and I want that for my people. That's all he really trying to get across. Is saying that, look, all these different generations, or not generations, all these different cultures are benefiting off our culture, and we not even paying attention to it to try to own our own stuff. You know what I mean? So that's really kind of, I think, what kind of stem from it. But with him going so crazy and going on Drink Champs and going on, the news, he went on.
It's how he talking about them too, because it's like really what he's saying is too, bro, is like we just trying to do what other cultures have already done. That's the thing about it. Like he's saying, like, okay, what Jewish people have done, what Asian people have done, what white people have done, what all other cultures, Mexican, Spanish people have done,
right,
is bring their culture more together. There's not a place that like you can go to Chinatown,
right? You
can go to Spanish Harlem or whatever.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can.
They got their own neighborhoods, their own section, their own.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
You feel me? Like that's just what it is. What he's saying is what our culture has built, we really don't own or have most control over how other cultures do.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So
facts.
I get what he's saying. It's the way that he's saying
but,
it. When
but that's what I'm saying though. Back to my point though.
Crazy. You don't got to put down
another race to say your point.
To say your point.
You feel me? But that's what I'm saying. At first I'm like, okay, dang, man, Ye is really going wild because, Ye will say a statement here, say a statement there. George Bush don't like black people or, whatever. He'll just throw some random stuff out there and then be like, okay, that's Ye. You know what I mean? But nah, like this time he was standing on it heavy, like trying to get every interview. I mean, it was, kind of canceling him a little bit, but he just kept going. Yeah. And I'm like, I think it's a reason for this. And then they dropped him. You feel me? Adidas dropped him, and I think it was a reason that he wanted to get out of that agreement. I don't know if he got relationships with suppliers,
right?
Feel me, with Yeezys, or he got a whole different plan to come back and become a billionaire. But this is the thing. A lot of people, count him out, say he was stupid, say he was dumb. Adidas lost hundreds of millions of dollars by the end of this year as well, too. But even outside of that, I'm saying that, like, for Kanye, when people go against Kanye, somehow Kanye still comes out and wins, though.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't go against that dude track record. He a genius, regardless if you want to say it or not. If you think he got mental illness, whatever. But I'm still saying that dude is a genius, you feel me? And whenever people are like, oh, man, Kanye's done, or he ain't going to make it past that, or he going to get canceled, somehow he bring it back.
But the thing is, too, like you said, and I'll end it with this, is they laughed at him when he was saying, you ain't got the answers, Sway.
They did. And you know
ain't
when
got the answers. Next thing you know, a couple years later, he got $1 billion clothing line. I mean, that's the same thing that we're talking about now. You don't necessarily see the genius in people. You got to notice, like, man, you know what? He different, but he ain't crazy.
Yeah,
he different. You know what I'm saying? There's people like that out there. They do stuff different. Like that's how I look at it. Like they say Albert Einstein, genius, but they said he was different, bro. Like if people was around him, they like, man, he crazy.
Yeah.
They said the same thing about Thomas Edison.
Right. Tesla, all of that.
Do you get what I'm saying?
And they try to deny him when he was, man, they only wanted that dude to be a producer.
Exactly.
And he came out and changed the whole music game with his whole sound. You know what I'm saying? Then he did it again with fashion. You know what I'm saying? So he really, the thing that I take away from Ye, though, like I said, I don't agree with everything he do, but the confidence that he got in himself, though, that's unmatched. You know what I'm saying? And saying I can do anything and I'm going to go for it regardless if you believe it or not. So
most definitely.
That's my stuff on.
Well, man, we're going to get out of here, man. We definitely appreciate y'all for
sir.
coming out, checking out the podcast. Like I said, again, please definitely comment, DM us. Let us know what y'all want to hear on the podcast. Let us know people in the future that y'all potentially want on the podcast. We're going to be doing some interviews, bringing some nice, solid people in the business and all business life on the podcast. Please go and check out our real estate community. We definitely building big in there, man. We got a dude that just closed the deal with us in his first week in the program, made $8,300 on the wholesale deal. And we got somebody in there that just bought their first deal within the first 2 weeks of being in the program as well. So the link is in our bio on Instagram. I'm Legacy_T on there, TEE. I got Ugly O. I think that's his name on. No.
Oh, you a hater. Got your back. Oh, man, y'all know how to find me. Y'all know I'm real sauced up, and you know what I mean? I'm the person that going to come through, and I don't sound, it's send me, not on me, baby, you know what I mean? But nah, I'm just bullshitting y'all. But nah, man, definitely check in with us on our community. We actually growing, man, and we didn't put a course out there just yet. We wanted to build a community. That's me and T, man. We give out actually scholarships, all different type of stuff in our community. We have events here. We do a lot, man. We give back. So we want people to actually, grow with us. So in the first 2 weeks, like T said, somebody closed on their first wholesale deal. Somebody bought their first flip. And this week, somebody else is buying their first flip. Mm-hmm. We got a lot of traction going in. We do property walkthroughs. We give out so much different value.
Yes,
people
sir.
link up with us. We got a Moguls link up. And, all of that stuff is, private. So if you're interested, like T said, DM us. The link is in our bio, man. Come and join us. We appreciate y'all for rocking with us.
Subscribe.
Share this with somebody, man. If y'all got value out of this, y'all rock with us. Y'all want to see us continue to grow this podcast. Y'all want to make us happy. Share this with somebody, man. Share this with somebody for us. Tag us. Let us know, man. And we love y'all. And we out.
We out.